Do you want to learn how to use layer masks? Hello artists, creatives, photographers, gentlemen, women, and non-binary people of the internet. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and watching. Today we're going to talk a little bit about how to use layer masks, how to get started, and how to edit our photos. Let's do it. A layer mask is a tool used in the editing process in order to erase or get rid of certain parts of your images. It's very similar to using the eraser tool. The main difference between an eraser tool and a layer mask is that we consider a layer mask to be non-destructive. Non-destructive means that once you erase part of your image and you get rid of it, you have the ability to actually bring that back. For this demonstration, I'm going to be using a web-based photo editor called Photopea, but everything I cover here can also be applied easily to Photoshop as well. Let's go ahead and open a couple photos. I'm gonna stack a couple layers on top of each other and show you guys how to get started. By the way, you can also hide or make your layers visible by clicking this little eyeball right here. And don't forget, layers are kind of like a hamburger. You can stack it in any way you want to. Moving the layer up and down on the panel is just gonna affect what is most visible to you in your workspace. So the top layer is what you're gonna see in the middle of your screen. To actually apply a layer mask to a specific layer, you're gonna click this button right here. It's on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. Kind of looks like a rectangle with a little circle punched through it. Once you click that button, a little white rectangle appears next to the actual image on the layer that you've created the mask for. You wanna go ahead and click on the white rectangle, grab your paintbrush tool, adjust your size and hardness to your liking, and then you can go ahead and paint on your actual image. Using the black paint will remove the pixels, it will erase parts of your image, and using the white paint will bring back the pixels or restore parts of your image. You can easily switch between these two paint colors and keep painting back and forth. Let me demonstrate with this photo right here. What I'm trying to do is merge these two images together so it appears as though I am in both images. So I'm gonna create a layer mask on the top layer. Then I'm gonna grab my brush tool, switch to black paint, adjust my brush size, and I'm gonna just paint this area here. What happens is that once I paint this section, that part of the image becomes transparent, and any layer that's directly underneath of it is showing through the layer. There's a big difference between painting on the layer mask and painting on the image. Look what happens when I paint on the actual image. If I switch over to my layer mask, instead of painting on the image, it erases the pixels. A couple strategies I have with using layer masks include changing your brush size and changing the hardness or softness of your brush. Adding softness to your brush kind of just makes the brush look a little bit more feathered. This will create a feathered edge. Another strategy is to change the opacity of either your image or the brush itself. Changing the opacity of the image allows you to see two different images at once. So if you're trying to paint out certain parts but you're having a hard time seeing what's underneath of your picture, changing the opacity of the image can make that a little bit easier. On the other hand, you can also change the opacity of your brush as well, which means if you don't want to erase all of your image, but just a thin layer of your image, you can move your opacity down anywhere between 100 and 0%. Using layer masks in Photoshop can be a little tricky, but with a little bit of time, effort, and practice, you'll be editing like a pro in no time. If you would like to learn about more advanced ways to use layer masks in your work, go ahead and comment on this video, like, subscribe, and make sure to follow me for more content. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you next time.